Today I'm hiking the Clam River Loop Trail in Sandisfield, Mass. It's just over the northwest border of Connecticut.
Technically, what I hiked that day was a combination of 3 hikes: the Clam River Loop, the Clam River Trail, and the Hammertown Loop. The Clam River is a major tributary to the Farmington River, and apparently, indicative of its name, it also produces clams, although I didn't reach my hand in to confirm. In either case, the quaint town is proud of its river's history.
This log that's fallen, obviously been here for a long time, has created a habitat for such a variety of mushrooms.
I went a little mushroom crazy that day, but I couldn't help it. There were so many varieties that I hadn't seen before, and the recent rainfall made them exceptionally colorful and plump. I won't bore you with all my mushroom footage, but I admired many along the trail side.
I came upon this interesting formation against the tree that I distinctly remember seeing with Alicia when we came Labor Day weekend, because it kind of reminded me of E.T. It's great when you point out things like that on the trail, because then they become place markers for the next time you hike. If ever I was on a trail that had potential of me seeing a moose, it's this one.
The Massachusetts Division of Fisheries and Wildlife's website includes information on the moose population in its state. It also cautions that the fall is their breeding season, when they're most active and unpredictable. I've never encountered a moose, but if I do, I plan on keeping my distance.
Just as I was thinking to myself that I'm surprised I'm not seeing more red salamanders, yep, I come upon one. And he's a chunky little guy. This guy's got a little belly on him. It's nice little coloring too. His spots are very small. He's a younger guy. As they get older, they lose that burnt orange color, but their spots actually get bigger and stay orange. Oh, now he's starting to move. I don't want to scare you. I'll let you go. Stress isn't good on anyone.
Not too shortly after I took a left onto the Hammertown Loop, I spotted a sign directing my attention to an old foundation.
Oh, neat. Check this out. It's an old foundation. Oh, that is so cool. Oh, these were stairs that probably led up to a front door. This must have been like, you can imagine stepping up and walking into the front door. Wow, this was a beautiful, imagine living right here. Oh. All right, let's go down into the basement. This was probably a really creepy cellar door. I didn't really make a good creaking sound, but that's what I imagine in my mind.
I spent some time exploring around the old foundation. I imagined it once served as the home's furnace. I was also surprised by how many artifacts remained on the site.
It's amazing that these things are still here. And as rightly so, they deserve to stay right here. It's like a museum.
I explored a bit more around the foundation before venturing on. I hiked only a short distance before I reached Hammertown Road.
Just beautiful out here. There's all these little brooks that are running alongside the road.
Typically, when a trail leads out onto a road, the scenic view takes a pause. But Hammertown Road was an exception. It was a quiet country road that was just as scenic as the trail. I walked about 2/3 of a mile before I came upon a sign that led me back onto the trail along the Clam River.
So this section of the trail is going to run along Clam River, which is very cool, because not too much of the trail coming the other way did. Wow, what a pretty shot that is.
The river's history dates back to the 1700s, when it provided power to the tanneries and mills that operated in the area. There is still evidence of stone foundations along the riverbed.
This moss that's by the riverbed is the plush, not only the plushest, but look at how spongy it is. Like, I feel like I'm pushing the cushions of a couch. It is beautiful. This is some more interesting fern right here. It actually, not fern, I'm sorry, some interesting moss. It actually looks like a little fern that's growing together, but it's mini.
At one point, the riverbed grew steep, and so did my view of the river.
That's probably a 50-foot drop-off right there. You wouldn't want to take a tumble. This looks like one of those infinity pools. Check that out. The way it just falls off.
With all the stopping I did, the hike took about 3 hours. But for the rest of the day, the tranquil sound of the river lingered in my mind. There's something about the sound of a river that draws me in. I'm sure I'll be back to hike this one again.
This is a beautiful trail. Beautiful trail. You know, what it lacks in having a summit view, it makes up for in this river view. It's beautiful.